What if I told you one of the most iconic fighters of all time was designed not just to destroy but to defy the very limits of what an aircraft could do? A machine so agile, so powerful it would change the fate of a nation forever. This isn't a story about bombs or tanks. This is the story of a fighter that danced through the skies and carved its name into the history books. The Supermarine Spitfire, you might be thinking. What makes this plane so special? Well, let's take a closer look at why, in 1936, a British engineer named R.J. Mitchell created something that defied conventional aircraft design, and why, in just a few years, this plane would become the heart of Britain's defense, outmaneuvering the enemy and turning the tide of World War II. Imagine you're in the cockpit of a Spitfire. Your engine roars with the power of a Rolls-Royce Merlin, your wings slicing through the air like the most elegant predator in the sky. With every flick of your wrist, your aircraft responds instantly. No sluggishness, no hesitation. This wasn't just any fighter. This was a weapon of precision. But what made it so alive? Let's dive in. Take a good look at the wings of the Spitfire. Did you notice how they curve? That elliptical wing design wasn't just about looking cool, although it certainly did. No, it was all about performance. The aerodynamics gave it a dramatic edge, allowing the Spitfire to turn on a dime, outmaneuvering almost every enemy aircraft in its class. That agility became a game changer in combat. And let's not forget its power, that Merlin engine. When people talk about the Spitfire, they're not just talking about a plane, they're talking about a force. The Merlin gave it speed, altitude and reliability that other aircraft couldn't match. But it wasn't just about flying faster, it was about controlling the sky. Now picture this, 1940 World War II is raging, Britain stands alone, the threat of invasion looms large, the enemy is at the gates. And then a group of Spitfires takes to the sky, outnumbered, yes, but these pilots had something their enemies didn't. The Spitfire. What happens next isn't just a battle, it's a dance of survival. Against the ruthless German Bf 109, the Spitfire becomes more than just a machine, it becomes a symbol of hope, a symbol of resistance. You might think it's impossible for a handful of Spitfires to face hundreds of enemy aircraft, but the Spitfire wasn't just about numbers, it was about strategy, skill, and above all, courage. Imagine being a pilot in the middle of the Battle of Britain, your heart pounding as you engage in a high-speed dogfight. You're fighting not just for your survival, but for the survival of your country. You pull up, tight turn, full throttle. The Spitfire responds like an extension of your own body. You're in the zone. And the enemy? They're falling behind, losing you in their wake. But here's the twist. The Spitfire didn't just win with speed, it won with intelligence. Every iteration, every new model became more powerful, faster, more versatile. Whether it was facing bombers over France, intercepting V-1 rockets, or taking on the most advanced Luftwaffe fighters, the Spitfire kept evolving to stay one step ahead. But what was it like to fly one of these legendary machines? It's not just about the raw numbers, it's about how it felt. The pilots spoke of it like a partner, a trusted ally in the sky. With every dive, every roll, the Spitfire was alive, a creature of the air. It wasn't just built to fight, it was built to inspire. The Spitfire became a symbol of Britain's unbreakable spirit. You see, in those early days of the war, the Spitfire wasn't just fighting in the skies, it was fighting for the soul of Britain. And here's the part that truly makes this story timeless. Even today, nearly 80 years later, the Spitfire still soars. It's not just a relic, it's a living reminder of what happens when human ingenuity meets the will to survive. Restored Spitfires still perform in air shows, still evoke awe, still draw crowds to watch their unmatched beauty and precision in flight. It's more than just a plane, it's a legacy. So, when you think about the Supermarine Spitfire, think beyond the engineering, think beyond the speed, think about the people who flew it and the world it helped save, because in a world of darkness, one plane lit up the sky with the promise of freedom. And now the question is, what do you think? What's the one piece of aviation history you feel has the most untold stories? Let me know in the comments below.